I thought I'd ask you a little bit about where we are as you see the scientific community today. Are they becoming more and more open to intelligent design? Do you feel like you're possibly, a Francis Bacon in the middle of a big new wave, or do you feel like you're just a little piece of light in the night like David Hume, who might have been early in the secular movement? I mean, where are you? Where are we with intelligent design?
I have no idea where I personally am other than here at the Heritage Foundation with you today. But I would say I'm extremely bullish about the development of the intelligent design research program and the development of the community of scientists who are advancing that program. We've had some very high-level conversions, scientific conversions that is, and changes of mind about these origins issue. One very striking example of that is the case of Günter Beckley, a very prominent German paleontologist who in 2009 was curating the Darwin bicentennial and sesquicentennial exhibition celebrating both his birth and the origin of species. He created a display that was in some way mocking the idea of intelligent design. One of his colleagues challenged him and said, "Günter, if you're going to make fun of the ID people, you should read their books because you're our spokesman. You may get asked in the media." And Günter later told me he said, "That was my mistake." And he came out to see us in Seattle to the Discovery Institute. We had some long and deep conversations. He told us he had concluded by reading a number of the key ID books that we were being unfairly maligned, that there was a lot more science supporting our work than he had any inkling about before, and that led him into a kind of a deep think about the whole issue. And within several years, he was openly acknowledging that he was now a proponent of intelligent design and a skeptic about neo-Darwinism, and he's doing some great research work for us as a paleontologist. He's really first rate. David Galanter is another interesting case, Yale computer scientist who read my book, Darwin's Doubt, and David Berlinski's important collection of essays, The Deniable Darwin, where he encountered the mathematical argument that we've made against the plausibility of the neo-Darwinian mechanism as an explanation for the origin of information and the origin of new forms of life. Galanter wrote a really extraordinary review essay called Darwin of Fond Farewell in the Claremont Review of Books. And there have been many other leading scientists who are either coming out of the woodwork and becoming more public in their support for this, or offering to sponsor graduate students in their laboratories as mentors, or announcing scientific conversions. So I think this is, and in fact, this has been going on through much of the 20th century. In my book, I talk about the scientific and philosophical conversion of the physicist Fred Hoyle, who was a staunch scientific atheist who embraced some form of sort of theistic belief to account for what's called the fine-tuning of the laws and constants of physics. You have figures like Dean Kenyon, Kenyon was a prominent chemical evolutionary theorist who repudiated his own theory and then embraced the intelligent design hypothesis. Alan Sandage, the great cosmologist, who was a staunch scientific materialist who ended up having a religious conversion, in part because of, not in spite of, his own scientific discoveries relating to the Big Bang and the origin of the universe. So there have been many of these cases of scientists moving away from a scientific materialist viewpoint and embracing either intelligent design or theism, or at least a skepticism about the scientific materialist views that they once held.